Hi guys, and welcome to another YouTube video in which we will analyze 5 ways to scale your startup to a scale up and do that efficiently in no time. So let's start with the video. So before we start, I'd like to name some stats. First off, why is that so important? Why were we doing this video, right? So only 50% of the startups out there achieve scale up, and those are the startups that have already had a Series A funding round, while only 6% of them actually believe that these can come through organic growth. So this means that their sales model and their business model is not the most efficient one. And this is causing so many problems out there for scale-up founders. But in this video, we're gonna analyze 5 ways that you can actually go and find and grow your market. So if you feel that your market is saturated, if you feel that you've done enough, if you don't actually know what to do next, then this video is for you and you should stick to the end. But enough with the crap, let's just cut to the chase. Let's just go and see those 5 tips. So, half of the founders that are watching this video will fail to scale. The first way to scale is to go upwards for your market. What does this mean? So I'll give you a personal example because this is exactly what happened to me. When I started this company, I was just trying to sell things to startups. So I was targeting startups that were having 1 to 10 employees, and I was giving them results. I was just seeing that I was getting them to 30K MRR. But then when I grew this product and when I grew this service and understood the pain points, I could just see that, startups that are working with us do not go to 30K MRR, but actually succeed and go to 100K MRR. And this hit me. And I was knowing that I can sell with a higher ticket to businesses that are just doing it and have done it before, that are scale-ups, for example, have 20 to 30 employees and are just seeking for our service and our solution, but already have a team. And everything stuck really better together. I had better margins. I could just sell more easily because the budget was there. So I was like, why don't we just go for scale-ups? And this is what we did. And this is where we saw exponential growth to our business. So this is the first way that you can just grow, just go upwards, just sell to higher businesses, enterprises, sell to, let's say, chains and retail stores. So next one, go down the market. So in this case, you just have to go downwards the market. This is ideal for businesses that seem to want to create, they want less complexity, right? So there are some founders in businesses that prefer a less complicated system, less employees, less processes, and it's a fair choice to have, right? So in this case, and if you're this founder, you just need to go downwards. So if you were selling, let's say, to digital agencies, then sell to marketers. And if you were selling PPC services to digital agencies, then sell PPC training to digital agencies. So try to sell a lower product to the individual. For example, create content and push that content into courses and do all this kind of stuff that would just generate additional revenue for you. So next one, and this one is really specific for businesses that have grown and have this acronym in their title that it's like legal tech or edu tech, so those people are the hardest one to scale, because if your market is saturated, which to be honest it would happen only if you're 10 million or 20 million ARR, and most of the people are not there, but in case that happens, it would mean that you have to move away from this market, and it's super hard to do that. Why? Because your people, your processes, how you sell, how you create content, everything, literally everything is created for this market. And I had this with one startup that I worked with, where they basically had so much focus on the legal market. When we just sent to their salespeople people from the construction industry or people from the pharmaceuticals industry, and all they did was speaking about legal. And what we did in that case, so what we did was that we hired a new team. We hired a new talented team to help along the way, and this was key. And this helped them significantly. They innovated, they created and had new ideas about how to prospect, and this is how it actually worked well for them. Fourth way is just to go broader. So this is actually the hardest one in my mind to achieve, because this means that you've actually saturated the persona that you already have, like your avatar, and this means that you have to discover a new avatar. The previous one, and don't get confused, means that you have the specific avatar in a specific market, but this one means that you have to seek for a new avatar. And to be honest, I'd say that if you feel that an avatar is saturated, either you chose a really small market and then you have to reevaluate what a market means for you, or you've been doing really bad work at marketing. You're great maybe at sales, and this is where you've been a scale up, but most probably your marketing team lacks a lot of force, right? So an example of a great result there is HubSpot. So HubSpot, they had really saturated their market in terms of salespeople, and they were actually, as another CRM tool trying to compete to sales. But what HubSpot did amazingly is that then they started marketing to marketers and CS teams, and this is where they saw the total growth, because then they had 3 decision makers in the businesses shouting for HubSpot and advocating it. And this is how you will close many people. Like, you will have the authority of the sales teams, for example, that you already have, and then you start marketing to marketing and starting with CS or any other team, and then all of this compounds to be exponential growth for you. This means creating awareness, but again, to do that, you need to create content that resonates with this specific persona. And to be honest, for me, it's been really hard to just understand one persona at a time, right? So in case your team tries to do that really rapidly, then this will create a lot of clutter, a lot of issues, a lot of noise between the team. Who are we speaking to with this post, or who are we targeting with this ad? So for you to avoid that, again, the best advice is do that and outsource that to someone else, or hire someone else internally and start working with them on this, instead of just going all over the place and trying to target everyone when this doesn't happen. When it comes to B2B enterprise sales, you already been targeting everyone, but now you have to generate more content. So maybe if you're a B2B that is targeting like SMBs, it's something new to you. If you're an enterprise B2B, then most probably you've done this before. But again, this doesn't mean that you've been doing it at the high level that HubSpot is doing it. And if you do, then I'm sure you're like a huge company, or you're HubSpot. But any other company, I have not seen people doing that correctly. I haven't seen them doing that at a volume that would mean that they could say that they're in 2 markets at the same time and they're targeting 2 ICPs. So be careful when your marketing team or when your sales team says to you that we're targeting 2 ICPs at the same time, and make sure that they're doing that efficiently. Now, this is tip 5. I'd say this is my 3rd favorite, and the reason is that I believe that 1 and 2 are much easier for a business to do by themselves, and the founder should not have much more skills than they already did. So if you're like a business that it's making 1 million ARR, then having something that would mean I'm going to 10 million ARR shouldn't mean that you should change everything about your business. But if you want to do the 5th option, it means that you need to have the skills to do that. And this is the hard part, where some founders lack of skills, right? Especially the bootstrapped ones. So this method I'm talking about is just acquisition, starting to acquiring new competitors, starting to acquiring people that are getting in the market, adding features to your platform, or going to co-drivers and trying to acquire them. So let me give you a good example of this. So imagine you're a data enrichment platform like Apollo. So a co-driver for you, this would be someone like Lemlist or Zilla who outreach messages people. So if you're Apollo, then a right way to move is just to go and buy those companies. You're a $50 million company, or you're like a $5 million company, you have to go and buy those companies that would just make sense. And this is where people are falling short, because what they do is that they do not do enough research, they overvalue companies, they pay too much money, and then this does not have a clear ROI. But if you buy co-drivers, that means that you can integrate the two platforms, you can create this hub like Apple is doing, and then nobody can leave your company. The retention goes super high, you can hire and up the ticket, and this is my favorite in terms of profit. It's the one that it's the most hard to achieve, because it needs a founder that really knows how to evaluate businesses and to understand the potential that its business have. So thanks a lot for watching this video until the end. If you're still here, this means that you found it useful, and I'm super happy for it. I think that you might find useful all the other videos that I'm uploading in this channel, and I'm uploading weekly, 1 or 2 videos per week. So I'd be happy if you subscribe so that you hang around, and press like button because it will mean that more people will see it and that it will help more people. And again, thanks a lot.